It's not your time right now.
Oh, for God's sake, Niall!
Hello everyone, I apologize that this setup looks really weird. I know this room is very vacant and you're used to it looking differently, but we will just move past it. Off to a great start. Hi, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Jasmine. I make One Direction videos, updates, entertainments, and reactions. If you're not subscribed already, you should do so because I would love to have you here on my One Direction channel if you like the boys of One Direction too, like I do. I also have a main channel called Jasmine Zaid. The link is always in the description if you want to go check it out and watch some of my vlogs and videos over there. I'm sure you all know what time it is. It's time for the 1D rundown. If you don't know what the 1D rundown is, you're still not familiar with it. Basically, just every single month I take everything that happened in the fandom and run it down in one video. So today's video is going to be February 2020. Actually, February wasn't too bad in terms of like news and things going on. There's not a lot of stuff that I actually have for you, but I do have everything that happened in, well, not everything. I always say when I'm introducing these rundowns that I'm telling you every single thing that happened in a month, but it's not every single thing. There's some things that I leave out of the rundowns just because they're so small and nitpicky that I don't need to waste your time with them. So it's truly not every single thing, but it's close. Enough of that, let's just get into the 1D rundown for February.
It's not about winners or losers, but we won.
So we kick off February right on the 1st, of course, with Harry's birthday. On February 1st, he turned 26 years old, but there was also another thing that happened on his birthday. He was supposed to have a performance, as I'm sure you all know, in Miami. It was a performance that he was supposed to be doing with Pepsi. There was a bunch of other artists that were invited to perform as well. It wasn't just Harry's performance. There was other people on the lineup as well, but the entire show got canceled after severe storms that swept through Miami that day and caused like dangerous conditions such as high flooding. So they had to evacuate the venue and make everyone leave, and the performance was canceled on Harry's birthday. It was really interesting though. This day, right before Harry was about to get on stage, they displayed like this big screen that was talking about like hazardous weather conditions and that everyone needed to go. And everybody in the audience thought that it was something to do with Erota, so they stayed because they thought that it was Harry's thing. And then no, it was like actually flooding in Miami. On February 2nd, Louis did 2 of his album signings. One was in Glasgow and one was in Edinburgh. Aww. And at these signings, basically, it's exactly what you think it is. Louis kind of sits at this table, and fans can come up one by one and get walls signed by him and talk to him for a second. On February 3rd, Louis did an interview with BBC that ended up turning into a bit of a mess and creating a little bit of drama because he went to do the interview and it was done very poorly and unprofessionally. And then after the interview was done, he later stated that he would not be interviewing with them again, kind of trying to express his disappointment with the interviewer. Not sure if you guys have heard about this. It was a pretty big thing at the time. A lot of people felt bad for Louis because these interviewers were literally pushing him to talk about his grief in a way that they would then turn around and use as gossip, which I really don't know how to explain it, but it was a very poorly conducted interview, and I 100% understand why Louis said what he did about not wanting to go and interview with them again. On February 3rd, Niall announced his new single, No Judgment. At the time, No Judgment was set to come out on February 7th, which was only a few days after he announced it. On February 5th, Zayn released a new limited edition merch t-shirt that says, "Yeah? Okay, ... fuck this." I love it so much. So that was put up in his store and was made available for fans to buy. Like I said, it was limited edition, so I don't know if it's still available, if they sold out, or if they're going to resell more, but I thought it was a cool t-shirt. On February 7th, like I said, Niall's new single, along with the music video. At the exact same time this was all happening though, Niall announced his second solo album called Heartbreak Weather and dropped the cover art for it, or the album art, whatever you want to call it. I had a whole ass meltdown when that happened. It was a lot for me. If you haven't seen my No Judgment reaction, of course it's on my channel. I'll link it down below if you want to go check it out. But yeah, Heartbreak Weather is set to drop on March 13th and he announced it on February 7th along with No Judgment and the music video. On February 10th, the radio station Sirius XM, I'm sure you all know who they are. I've talked about them on this channel plenty of times before because they are always doing events for the One Direction boys. They had been teasing fans for a long time about an announcement that they had regarding Harry, and on Monday, February 10th, they finally announced that they were doing a secret session with him in New York City on February 28th. Also on February 10th, Louis had his performance in Kingston where he also sat and did like a Q&A in front of an audience of fans who all got to go and hear him answer questions and be interviewed. On February 13th, who am I, Niall Horan? Anyway, on February 13th, randomly, The Late Late Show uploaded a YouTube video that features Harry touring Miami with James Corden's parents. Not touring Miami, but like exploring Miami. And it was a video that was kind of out of nowhere that nobody knew was coming. He kind of just dropped it and everybody was like, oh, word? So if you haven't seen that, it will be linked down below, of course, as always, if you want to see the video of Harry and James Corden's parents. Also on February 13th, we got the video of Harry's behind the scenes from when he went to perform at the Forum in California. I explained that so poorly. Basically, as you know, Harry did his one night only album release show at the Forum back in December when he released Fine Line. He did a behind the scenes little documentary thing, like the process of getting there and getting ready and performing. And there was a bunch of clips of like fans answering questions and all put together in this nice little behind the scenes video. It was very cute. It was so cute. Who cares about education and homework when you could be watching Harry Styles backstage getting ready to perform his album release show? Which one is gonna matter more in 20 years? Exactly. Also on February 13th, I know, lots of things happening on the 13th, jam-packed day. Louis did his performance at the Scala venue in London. He did this performance in support of War Child UK. This was actually a really good performance. Louis later came back and said that the Scala show was like one of his best performances that he's ever did, the happiest he's ever been, and he was so proud of it and he loved it, and it's been one of his favorite moments so far this era, so that's really cool. On February 14th, Harry went on BBC Radio 2 and did his cover of Big Yellow Taxi by Joni Mitchell. Spectacular. What, like, is there even a word in the dictionary to describe how I feel on the inside when Harry covers songs like that? No, there's not. You already know what I'm gonna say. You already know what I'm gonna say. Yes, if you haven't seen his cover of Big Yellow Taxi, it will be linked in the description. The next thing that I want to talk about, I have no idea how to pronounce it, so please don't laugh at me. I'm gonna try my best. This is so off topic, but that reminds me, in one of the last videos I uploaded, I was like apologizing for not being able to pronounce things. And someone commented on it and they were like, yeah, well at least you can pronounce a Rhoda Harold. Unlike Louis. Anyway, back on topic. On February 17th, we got pictures of Liam at a sports event called Laura US. I don't know what it's called. I'm so sorry. February 18th, it was Brits Day. We got pictures of Niall and Harry both at the Brits. They were both on the red carpet. Don't even get me started on the fact that they literally arrived to the red carpet literally 5 minutes apart. 5 minutes apart. And guess what? Guess what? We didn't get pictures of them together. Not one. Not even a grainy potato picture of them. I don't know what I did to deserve that, but it must have been something real bad if my karma's so bad that I can't even get a potato picture of Niall and Harry on the red carpet together. Brits Day was still a really good day. We got videos of Niall presenting a Brit, which ended up being the Brit that Lewis Capaldi won. So then Niall got to give the Brit to Lewis Capaldi, and they're best friends, as you know. So like that was... I love both of them to death. I would die for both of them. Getting to see Niall present Lewis his Brit was the best moment of my entire life. Brits Day was also great because Harry performed Falling at the Brits. It was a beautiful performance. He had on like this white lacy, he had on gloves. On February 22nd, Liam did a performance in a club with Zed. I think the club was in Las Vegas, I'm pretty sure. On February 22nd, Liam and Zayn both went to the Tyson Fury versus Wilder boxing match. Originally, we didn't even know that they were both at the match. It was kind of something that people picked up on later because they were both posting about it. And they were literally like sitting near each other at the boxing match. Like not with each other, but like within the same vicinity at this boxing match, which is just like, Niall and Louis were also watching it on TV, and that's about as close to a reunion as we're gonna get, ladies. On February 23rd, Jake Paul made that tweet. I'm sure you know the tweet that I'm talking about. Basically, Jake Paul tweeted like trying to flex and brag because Zayn told him to fuck off after he tried to talk to him. And Jake Paul tweeted about it in a way that suggested that Zayn was like horrible and malicious for like telling him off. But then later a video ended up surfacing of the incident, and literally Jake Paul and Logan Paul were standing outside of his room, like outside of his door, harassing him, like yelling at him to like come out and trying to bother him. That's why he went off on them, because they had a camera outside of his door harassing him verbally over and over again, trying to get him riled up. So yes, he went off on you. What the fuck did you think was gonna happen? That he was gonna come out of his hotel room and be like, yeah, bro, like, let's go hang out. YouTube groupies, but no, leave him alone. Like, that same day though, Gigi ended his career and her tweet went viral for, you know, going off on Jake Paul as he deserved. Queen shit, defending Zayn. On February 24th, Niall announces that he's taking the Nice to Meet You tour to Australia and dropped all the dates for those shows. Also on February 24th is when Harry very first announced the Falling music video that would be coming out on February 28th. Sorry, I just blanked for a second. My next like 500 updates are all just Harry, back to back to back, so I apologize, but it's about to get real hairy in here. On February 25th, Harry did his Tiny Desk concert, which was such a surprise to me because the day before we got a bunch of pictures of Harry in Philadelphia and then we got a bunch of pictures of him in Washington and everybody was really confused, and then all of a sudden people were like, oh, maybe he's filming a Tiny Desk concert, which is basically when an artist and their band literally crowd around a desk, like literally a desk, and perform like acoustic versions of their songs. Then the next day, on February 26th, Harry did his performance on the Today Show. Also on February 26th, Harry announces Harry Ween, which if you haven't heard about it, basically Harry is doing a performance in New York City on October 30th and 31st, 2020 to celebrate Halloween. It's a fancy dress party and he's doing a performance at Madison Square Garden both nights just as a little Halloween get-together. I actually tweeted about this when it happened. I am gonna try and go to Harry Ween, and I say that I'm gonna try and not that I am because I don't know if I'm gonna get tickets. Hoping for the best, but expecting the worst. On February 28th, the Falling music video came out. That's the last video that I uploaded was my reaction, so if you haven't seen my Falling reaction, go check it out. Also on February 28th, Harry performed his Hits 1 secret session. Of course, in New York City at a secret location. I don't even know where he performed. I'm sure it's out there somewhere, but I don't know what the venue is called. This is a really good performance, a really good day. Fans got to go and watch him. He actually sat up on the stage and did an interview in front of everybody who was there. I actually had friends who went. I'm sure both of them are watching this right now, so shout out to Tal and Bella. Bella gave him her nail polish. She bought him nail polish and was able to give it to him, which made me cry because I was so happy for her. Like, imagine giving Harry nail polish. One of these days, he's going to paint his nails with that nail polish and I'm gonna have 5 breakdowns, just like collectively at once. On February 29th, Harry did another secret session performance, but this one was for iHeartRadio and not SiriusXM. Another thing that I wanted to mention in this rundown that doesn't have like a general date to it, like February blah blah blah, just something in general that's been happening kind of on the daily that I wanted to let you know because it's part of February. Basically, Niall's been doing this thing where he does daily forecast reports in relation to tracks that are on Heartbreak Weather. He's come up with this like weatherman persona called Niall Storm. It's so cute, and he releases videos detailing information about the weather in different places, and it's like an interactive thing for fans to do to unlock information about his track list and his songs on Heartbreak Weather. The goal is to find every single forecast, and then once they're all done, then there's going to be some kind of surprise at the end that this all leads up to. If you want more information on this interactive challenge, if you want in on it, you want to try it, join it, or find more information about it, you can go to heartbreakweatherwatch.niallhoran.com and it has all the information that you're going to need there. And as well as it's like tracking the updates that people have found so far, so that everyone is all of your February news and updates. I do apologize if there's something that you remember happening that I didn't put in this rundown. Sometimes I skip things and sometimes I just forget about them on accident. Sorry. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching the February rundown. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe below if you haven't already. Make sure to check out the description for my main channel, Jasmine Zaid, and follow me on my social medias at jaszade on Instagram and Twitter. I love talking to you guys on Twitter and Instagram. It's my favorite thing in the world. When you tweet me and respond to my tweets and send me direct messages on Instagram, I love it. So go over there and follow me if you haven't already. I hope you all enjoyed your February and have a very, very promising March. Okay, that's all. I'll see you all in my next video.